Hello you guys, welcome back to my channel, and today we're going to be talking journaling for beginners, for someone who was literally a beginner last year. So I know all the questions you have, I know what you're wondering, and let's get into it. So if you want to start journaling, the first thing you need to be bothered about is why do you want to start journaling? Because if you hope to be consistent with journaling at all, you need to actually have a reason why you want to journal. Your why can look something like, I want to journal because I need a place to get my thoughts down. I need a place to be able to self-reflect. I want to journal because journaling would be a method for me to manifest a dream of mine. Your why can also be something like, I want to journal because journaling would be a means for me to get down thoughts and feelings and emotions that I wouldn't ordinarily be able to express to other people. Now, my reasons for wanting to journal were, it promotes mental clarity. Like, I find that being able to pour out the things that I think about, my thoughts, and just put out what I'm feeling about the day, it just makes me like putting those thoughts down. Now they don't have to just be in my head, now they're down, so I can just think more clearly, and it has definitely helped with my mental health. And I also just find journaling to be fun. Like, I like to see it as a place where future generations, like generations down the line, if my journal is still like randomly in existence, like they can read some things I've journaled about, some struggles I've journaled about, and it could just be like of help to them. Like, they just don't feel alone in their struggles. And it can be like, this a bit out of it, but in Vampire Diaries, where it was through Stephanie's journal that whole story of Vampire Diaries was told. Isn't that so interesting? So I just like to see that, like, oh, my journal can be somewhere where someone can just not feel alone in their struggles. Here things, my memories couldn't even be there to remind them of, something like that. But you get it. Now that we've established why we want to journal, you can go ahead and get yourself a cute little journaling book. I got 2 of these journals from my school's bookshop. It's just like, when you have a cute book to journal in, it's more inspiring. It's like, this book, it's not just any random book you picked up. It's a book that you got and you are dedicating to journaling whatever you want to journal. Now, if you can't get a new book, that is also fine. So far as your why is strong, is solid, you know why you want to get into journaling, you can pick up a book and start your journaling. Spoken about why do you want to journal in the first place. We've spoken about getting a new book. What time are you actually going to be journaling? You need to set a plan in motion for your journaling so that you actually show up every day. I'm telling you, if you don't put journaling as a solid part of your routine, it's going to be hard for you to keep up with it for a long period of time. So are you trying to journal in the morning? Are you trying to journal in the evenings? Are you trying to journal in the afternoon? Like, when do you see yourself having time to just sit down and express yourself, write your thoughts? I personally like to journal early in the morning, and at some point I was actually journaling in the evenings, but I just found what was comfortable for me, and that's what you need to do. You need to find what time of the day is comfortable for you to actually journal. Now that we've been talking about the prep, the putting it into motion, what do you actually journal about? I know some people think, oh, journaling might just be writing down your whole life story, and when I started journaling, that's something I got tempted to do, just trying to write about everything that happened in the day. But it's not sustainable, and if that's what you want to do, like, no problem. But here are some of the things I journal about. I give updates on my life in my journal. I also sometimes like to use my journal as a means of manifestation, where I journal as someone who has achieved a certain goal I have in mind. If one of the goals you had for yourself was to make ₦1 million or $1 million, let's just imagine that as my goal. Let's say my goal is to make ₦1 million or $1 million. I would journal as someone who had made that money already. I would journal as someone that's trying to make decisions with that money I made. Like, who do I need to be to have made that money? That's the place from where I journal from, just to manifest things in my life. Now, apart from giving life updates and just writing down my feelings, my thoughts, my plans for the day. I also practice gratitude journaling. I love it so much. You can get a journal that has the section for gratitude journaling, or you can do what I do. After I put in my daily entry of what I'm feeling, what I plan to do for the day, whatever I'm feeling like writing, it can be 1, 2, 3 sentences. It's usually like at least a paragraph. On days when I'm feeling like writing a lot, I write more. But after that, I would usually just go write down today I'm grateful for, and put down 5 things, at least 5 things during the day that I'm grateful for. And it is such like an awesome practice, because when you're grateful for the things that you have, you're able to act from a place of abundance. So I really do encourage, whether you have a gratitude journal or you don't, you could definitely try to include writing at least 5 things that you're grateful for every day. Now I make it at least 5. The list can go on and on, and it can be the littlest things. It can be for the weather, it can be for your family, but just getting those things that you're grateful for. Another thing that I like to write on in my journal is I like to make use of journaling prompts. Journaling prompts are such a nice way to make sure that you are actually getting something different, getting something new in, for if you don't know what to actually write about. If that day there's really nothing to write about, which I find is the case sometimes I'll just write like 3 lines, like same old, not really feeling any particular type of way. I make use of journaling prompts. Now as a Christian, I've also involved myself in using Christian journaling prompts, and it's been so awesome, really awesome. For where to get journaling prompts for beginners, you can literally just search it on Google, journaling prompts for beginners. Get yourself started. When I started journaling, this is my first journal that I finished. I literally just went on the internet, got down journals, and whenever I'd run through them, finish them, I would go back on the internet, get new journaling prompts. Now if you're struggling with things like trauma, you can literally just set journaling prompts to heal, for healings, journaling prompts for self-development, journaling prompts for self-love, journaling prompts for self-confidence, just anything. Now I'm going to read some of the prompts I have from the very beginning. I have, what do I love about myself? Those are 2 things I can do daily to improve myself. Do I do things out of my comfort zone? And honestly, these prompts just help you to reflect. It really does bring mental clarity, and like I'm not playing. Now for some of the Christian journaling prompts options I have pick a scripture to meditate on throughout the day. This is for people who are interested in making use of Christian journaling prompts. But essentially, just go online, get yourself some journaling prompts, and write down whatever you want to write. Now that I've talked about starting with your journaling, why do you want to journal, when do you want to journal, what are you using to journal, how to actually find things to journal about, it's just not down to tips. Now, as the method in Atomic Habits is, you want to give yourself a time and a location to actually journal. So if you have a daily planner, whether you do or you don't, you can just put to yourself or set it in your mind. Being intentional about journaling would go something like, I want to journal by 7 p.m. in my room on the floor next to my lamp. You're giving yourself a time and a location, and when that time comes, you know where you're supposed to be. And so like there's no, oh, I didn't set a time, I was just hoping to journal today. You are aware of when you should be, and that, oh, you're not doing it, that kind of thing. And lastly, I'm just going to be giving some of the benefits from journaling that I've personally experienced. I'm someone who has like so many thoughts in my head, so many random thoughts. It's not even easy to write it down. You can also have a journal on your phone. It's not easy to write it down, and it just helped me to get down a lot of my thoughts. When I feel things that I struggle with, that I feel like I can't express to anybody, I have my journal, just write it down, I pray about it, and that's about it. That's everything that I have to say about journaling as someone who just started journaling last year. And I'll see you guys in my next video. Love you. Mwah.